Picture this. You just landed in Ho Chi Minh City after a 12-hour flight. You're tired, excited, and ready to go. You get to the immigration counter, and the officer asks for a QR code you've never even heard of. The person behind you has it, the person next to you has it, but you don't. Now you're pulled to the side, filling out a form on your phone in a queue that takes over an hour. Your hotel shuttle has already left. Your first night in Vietnam has, well, already gone sideways. That QR code became mandatory on April 15, 2026, and it's just one of 15 mistakes that are still catching tourists off guard right now. Some of these will cost you money, some will cost you time, and a few of them, if you ignore them, can derail your entire trip before it even starts. Vietnam is honestly one of the most rewarding countries in Southeast Asia, but it does not forgive the unprepared. The travelers who struggle here are not careless people. They're just working off outdated information, YouTube myths, and advice that made sense 3 years ago but doesn't apply anymore. This video covers what's actually going wrong in 2026, with real numbers, real rules, and tips that will save you real money. Let's start with the biggest new change of 2026, and the one that almost no travel video has covered yet. As of April 15, 2026, Vietnam now requires all foreign travelers arriving at Tan Son Nhat International Airport in Ho Chi Minh City to submit a digital pre-arrival declaration before they reach the immigration counter. You fill it out online, and the system generates a QR code. That QR code is what the officer scans when you arrive. Here's the critical part. You can only submit this form within 72 hours of your arrival, not earlier. So, honestly, the best time to do it is the night before your flight, just like online check-in. The form is free, it takes about 5 minutes, and you need your passport details, your visa or e-visa number, your flight number, and your hotel address in Vietnam. If you skip it, you won't be turned away, but you will spend 60 to 90 minutes in a manual processing queue, especially during evening hours when multiple international flights land at the same time. One more thing. Some travelers are seeing a scary error message that says passport blacklisted when they submit the form. In almost every case reported in April 2026, this is a system bug, not a real problem with your passport. Just submit the form again or try incognito mode on your browser. The official portal is prearrival.immigration.gov.vn. Save your QR code as a screenshot and print a paper backup in case your phone battery dies. This system is currently a pilot at Saigon's airport, but officials have confirmed it will expand to Hanoi and Da Nang later in 2026. So even if you're not flying into Ho Chi Minh City this time, bookmark this because it's coming. Here's where people lose money they never get back. Search Vietnam e-visa and you'll find dozens of third-party websites that look official, charge extra processing fees, and sometimes submit incorrect information on your behalf. One typo in your passport number, one wrong date format, and your visa comes back rejected. The government does not refund the application fee. The only legitimate portal for the Vietnam e-visa is the official government website. The URL is avisa.exwatnapkanch.gov.vn. That is the one and only place you should be applying, and apply early. The process takes 3 to 5 business days on average, but immigration is immigration. One photo that doesn't meet the specs, one field filled in incorrectly, and suddenly you're resubmitting with 5 days until your flight. Give yourself at least 2 weeks of buffer after booking your ticket. This is a small mistake with a big consequence. When filling out the new digital arrival card, travelers are confused by the visa type dropdown. If you are entering on a visa exemption, meaning your country gets free entry for a certain number of days, you must select default visa exemption by country. If you hold an e-visa, you need to enter your exact e-visa number as it appears on your approved document. If these details don't match what the airline sees at check-in, you can be denied boarding before you even get on the plane. Wrong visa type equals denied boarding. You've probably seen this one. A YouTube video tells you to use a VPN, set your location to a cheaper country, and magically unlock lower airfares to Vietnam. Here's the reality in 2026. Airline booking systems are smarter than they used to be. Even if you see a lower price, you often get pushed into paying in a foreign currency. Then your bank adds conversion fees and a poor exchange rate on top. By the time the transaction clears, the so-called savings have disappeared, and in some cases, the ticket ends up costing more than the original fare. Use Google Flights, Skyscanner, or Kayak. Compare dates. Book direct when the savings are meaningful. That's it. No VPN required. VPN trick? Doesn't work anymore. Vietnam is a long, narrow country that stretches over 1,600 kilometers from north to south. Tourists pack one bag for one climate, then spend money buying clothes they should have brought. Or worse, they freeze in Hanoi in January because they only pack for the beach. Here's the simple breakdown. Ho Chi Minh City is hot and humid year-round, rarely dropping below 25 degrees Celsius. Hanoi can get genuinely cold in winter, sometimes down to 10 degrees. Central Vietnam, around Da Nang and Hoi An, has a rainy season from October through December that can seriously affect outdoor plans. That said, don't overpack. Vietnam is literally a global manufacturing hub for clothing and footwear. Quality t-shirts, lightweight jackets, and good walking shoes are all available cheaply once you're here. Pack light. Buy what you need. 3 climates in one country. So those first 5 were all about actually getting into Vietnam. But now let's talk about the mistakes that can quietly drain your money once you're already there. And honestly, a few of these are catching tourists every single day. The airport exchange rate? It's honestly one of the worst rates you'll find anywhere in Vietnam. Sure, it's convenient, but that convenience comes at a price. If you want better rates, look for licensed gold shops or jewelry shops in major cities. These places are legal, regulated, and, yeah, they usually offer much better rates than banks or those airport counters. Before you exchange anything, always check the live rate on xe.com or just Google it. That way, you know exactly what a fair rate should look like. And you can't be cheated. Oh, and if you're bringing US dollars as cash, only bring clean, new bills. Specifically $50 or $100 denominations. No folds, no pen marks, no tears, and definitely no wrinkles. Exchange counters in Vietnam will reject damaged notes immediately. And just so you know, this isn't a scam. It's actually standard banking practice here. This is where, honestly, tourists lose money without even realizing it. Withdrawal by withdrawal. Every time you use an ATM in Vietnam, you're hit with 3 separate costs: a local ATM fee, a fee from your home bank, and a currency conversion rate. If you make, let's say, 5 small withdrawals a day, those fees add up really fast. The solution is simple: just make fewer, larger withdrawals. As of 2026, VP Bank is actually free for foreign cards, with a maximum of around 10 million Vietnamese dong per transaction. That's roughly $400, depending on the current rate. Sure, your home bank might still charge its own fee, but at least you eliminate the local ATM cost. And this next part is super important. When the ATM asks if you want the machine to handle the currency conversion, always decline. Always choose to pay in Vietnamese dong and let your own bank do the conversion. The ATM conversion rate is almost always 3 to 5% worse than your bank's rate, and that difference really adds up over an entire trip. One last thing, rural areas, mountain towns, and smaller islands have very few ATMs, so make sure you withdraw enough cash before you leave any major city. This one catches people every single time. You know, the flight lands, your phone switches to roaming, the data barely works, and honestly, the last thing you want to do is spend 20 minutes downloading an app outside the arrivals gate while taxi drivers circle you. So, download Grab, Bee, or Zan SM before your flight. All 3 work in Vietnam's major cities. Grab is the most widely used. It shows you the price before you confirm, tracks your ride in real time, and gives you the driver's name and photo. Bee is often slightly cheaper. Zan SM is the electric option. Traditional street taxis still exist, and a few reputable companies like My Linh and Vinasun are legitimate. But in 2026, there's really no good reason to negotiate with a stranger about a fare when your phone can give you a fixed price in under 10 seconds. Vietnam is approximately the same size as Italy or Japan. But, tourists treat it like a city break destination and try to hit Hanoi, Ha Long Bay, Hue, Da Nang, Hoi An, and Ho Chi Minh City in just 7 days. What they actually experience is a blur of bus stations, budget airline terminals, and hotel lobbies, exhausted at every stop, never actually present anywhere. A first visit to Vietnam is far better with 2 or 3 regions explored properly than 6 regions rushed through badly. Pick a direction. Go north to south or south to north. Give each place at least 2 nights minimum. And if you do need to cover long distances, fly. Domestic flights in Vietnam are genuinely cheap and your back will thank you. Sleeper buses are affordable but brutal for anyone over 5'5" on an overnight haul. Online reviews for hotels in Vietnam are not always reliable. Vietnam has strict defamation laws, which means property owners have legal tools to push back on negative feedback on major booking platforms. Some negative reviews simply don't survive. The workaround is straightforward. Cross-check on multiple platforms and look at expat forums, Facebook travel groups, and Reddit's r/Vietnam travel for unfiltered opinions from real visitors. Airbnb comes with its own warning in 2026. Short-term rentals under 30 days are officially banned or heavily restricted in many residential buildings, particularly in Ho Chi Minh City. The listing may look active, but enforcement has tightened. Before you confirm any Airbnb booking, message the host directly and ask specifically whether short-term rentals are permitted in that building. Do not assume that because it is listed, it is legal. Alright, so we're past the halfway point, and the next 5 mistakes are the ones that make tourists feel embarrassed, disrespected, or just flat out scammed in places they thought were safe. Seriously, pay close attention to number 13. If the restaurant has a laminated menu in 5 languages, air conditioning, and a waiter in a polo shirt standing outside waving you in, you're about to pay double for food that's honestly half as good. The best food in Vietnam is served on plastic stools, in places with no English menu, where the entire menu is just whatever the owner decided to cook that morning. Just point at what the person next to you is eating. Use Google Translate if you need to. A bowl of bun bo hue from the right street stall will cost you under $1 and, it'll genuinely be one of the best meals of your trip. Tourist restaurants give you a version of Vietnamese food. Street stalls give you the real thing. Motorbike rental scams are one of the most consistent complaints from tourists across Vietnam. Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Hoi An, and Da Lat in particular. The pattern is always the same. You rent the bike, ride it, return it, and suddenly there's a scratch the owner claims you made. Your deposit is withheld. So before you ride a single meter, photograph every part of the bike and send the photos to the rental shop via WhatsApp or Line. Make sure the timestamp is visible. Do this on every rental. No documentation means no defense. A 2-minute photo session at the start will protect your deposit every single time. 2 scams that are still very active in 2026, and both are designed to look completely harmless. The first is the photo trap. Someone approaches you near a popular site, drapes a traditional conical hat on your head, places a basket in your hands, and says, "Photo, photo." You smile. They snap a picture. Then they demand 300,000 to 500,000 Vietnamese dong for the privilege. That is $12 to $20 for a photo you didn't ask for. The second is fake tourist information booths. These look official, sometimes with printed signage, but they are private travel agents taking heavy commissions on tours and transport. If you want legitimate tourist information, ask your hotel concierge or find the official Vietnam National Administration of Tourism office. This is not a hidden scam or a complicated rule. It is simple cultural respect, and it still catches tourists off guard every week. Shorts above the knee, sleeveless tops, and exposed shoulders will get you turned away at temples, pagodas, and historical sites across Vietnam. This applies at the Perfume Pagoda, the Temple of Literature, the Imperial Citadel of Hue, and dozens of other major sites. The solution is easy. Keep a light scarf, sarong, or pair of long pants in your bag. It takes up almost no space, weighs nothing, and means you're never standing at a gate wishing you had planned ahead. You do not need to learn Vietnamese to enjoy Vietnam. But if you walk through this country speaking only English at full volume, expecting everyone to adjust to you, you will get a different experience than the traveler who makes even a small effort. 5 words will change how local people respond to you. Xin chào, hello. Cam on, thank you. Bao nhiêu, how much. Kong, no. And Ngon qua, delicious. That last one will get you a bigger smile than anything else in this entire video. Vietnamese people genuinely appreciate when a foreigner shows up curious, respectful, and willing to try. It changes everything. The tone of the conversation, the price at the market, the warmth of the welcome. And according to the expats who have settled here long-term, more than a few meaningful relationships have started exactly this way. Vietnam in 2026 is still one of the best value, most rewarding travel destinations in the world. The food, the people, the landscapes, none of that has changed. What has changed is the paperwork, the digital requirements, and the specific traps that catch unprepared tourists. So, here's what you need to take away from this video. Before you fly, get your QR pre-arrival form done within 72 hours of landing. Apply for your visa only through the official government portal. And download your Ride app now, not at the airport. Once you're there, eat where the locals eat, photograph your rental bike, and learn 5 words. That combination will take you from stressed tourist to prepared traveler. And Vietnam will reward you for it every single day. If you're still figuring out the visa process or need help with immigration paperwork, all the contact information and resources are in the description below. And if you've already been to Vietnam, drop the one thing you wish you had known in the comments. You might just save someone's trip.